What do you think about the Oberliga so far?
I think the Oberliga is much more competitive. I think there's a pretty balanced. The difference. Okay, I come in halfway through last year in Hanover. I think the quality of the league, the parity, some of the teams have improved a lot. There's no easy nights anywhere in the league now. There's lots of competitive teams, and even 3 or 4 years ago that wasn't the case, right? So the players are getting better. You'd say that about the sport in general, but I think our team. Again, we need to keep pushing and try to improve, and everybody else is doing the same, and then so we are always trying to keep pace, find new ways to win, and at this point, get healthy bodies and get some continuity to our game. We've had players in and out and some different line combinations, especially deeper in our lineup. So we're trying to find the right mix there, and but I think the quality of the league is, even with my own eyes in the last calendar year, has gotten better. So.
Go back to the game against Saale Bulls.
Yeah, you know what? I've been trying to put my finger on that. I mean, to be fair, I take some. I really do take some responsibility for that. We have a bit of a routine now where we warm up and we play. We do certain things and we introduce the starting lineup. We go over. So I've been trying to just deviate from that a little bit and encourage them to do something else, like the way they warm up, the way they. Whatever their patterns are before the game, like they all have their own routines and things, like chalk the system, do something new, to get themselves ready and to get their mind right. But, ultimately the emotional level of your team, often falls on the coach, especially early. So I take some responsibility for that. I think in some cases, maybe, we've a trip like that. It's a long trip. You're on the bus. You guys are sleeping. It's wake them up, get the body moving, get the mind right. I don't know, investment that you need to be ready to play this game is big. It's a commitment. So I think as a coach, I need to be on them early to be into the game and get their mind and body right so that we're starting on time. It is an issue because you can see when we start to play, sometimes it's the middle of the second period, what we can do. But if we could do that out of the gate, some of these games would be over much earlier. Yeah, and I mean, we've had this conversation. It's just you're making it harder on yourself by the start you have, and then you're investing that much more energy, and in the course of a weekend, things start to add up, and you run out of gas. It almost happened to us the other night against the Indians. You make a long trip. You're down 2-0, so now you really have to dig in, and you're making up for lost time. Now we played a great game after that. We really were the better team, but I don't know what to tell you. I wish I had an answer. I've asked the players to alter what they normally would do, and we've changed the time of the meeting. We've tried to do lots of things, not have video, whatever it may be, and so ultimately. I take some onus on that for not having the team ready out of the gate, but it's also being a pro.
Yeah. Then we have Hanover Indians here. What a game!
That was a great game. Yeah, I agree. They were ready to play. Obviously, both teams a little thin. Our D were thin. Their forward lineup was a bit thin. They had 3 lines max, so there was. You're trying to manage all that to manage your minutes. They're trying to get the puck deep. We're trying to have our forwards be more responsible on their end. Just trying to. Both teams are trying to, sort of cover up what's where they're thin and what's going to be the other team's focus, right? So you could see they were doing that. We were trying to do the same. Physical, on the puck. Both teams expended a fair bit of energy. It felt like a bit of a playoff game. It was much more. Guys were much more conscientious in the neutral zone. Pucks got deep. It felt like the real thing. And so, but we knew they were going to be ready. Great, incredible goal by Colby Roth to win the puck and protect it, do all the things you need to do to get to the net. Big line was good again, but I think ultimately, with 5D, it was a bit of a challenge for us, and they were trying to put pressure on them, turn the puck over, all those things, and we're trying to not let them into our zone and play in their end, obviously. So there was a bit of, the neutral zone, things happen quickly, but Ultimately, we came out with the victory. It was a good one of the better, more competitive games we played this year, no doubt about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Coming Friday, you play against Leipzig. It's on the third place at this moment. It is a tough opponent.
Yeah, we played them there. It was a little lopsided. As you know, they're going to be ready, and they played much better of late. So they'll have some players missing after what happened on the weekend, but they've come. I forget the numbers exactly, but they've played much better since we last saw them. We can say that about a lot of teams we're going to meet in the next little while, so that's important too. But big team. The biggest thing for us, again, like we just talked, is they're gonna come a long way on the bus, and we can't let off the gas to start the game. We really have to be ready. We can catch a team that like we were in Sale the same way, So we want to do that. Have a good start. Just be charged up, energized, and executing at our peak right out of the gate. If we can do that, I think we can catch them getting off the bus.
Sunday, you play against Tech Art Black Dragons. And now in place 11 at this moment. First game here, you lost from them, 3-4.
Yeah, no.
Revenge?
That's. I hope that's the case. That's the kind of thing that gets our attention too, right? We talk about it, and we owe this team, and So that'll be something that will be mentioned. I'm sure the players are aware of it, and mostly. I think get some healthy guys back. We'll get Delaney back in the lineup. We'll get some of our D healthy again and back in the lineup. I'm just excited to have a full lineup. Have a couple extra bodies at your disposal. Have some pace and energy in our bottom six like we have in our top six. So and then getting healthy bodies on the blue line always helps. The more, the better. You just defend better. You have more energy to shut people down and close things out. And so those are all the things as a staff we're looking forward to seeing again.
Let's go to the top scorers. Phil Marinaccio.
Yes.
At this moment, number 1, 18 goals, 22 assists. He had a fantastic start here.
Yeah, I said it the other night in our press. I mean, I think we watch. You watch players from other leagues, and you can see that Phil had lots of ability and skill and speed, but until you're around him and coach him, it's all the other sort of intangibles that make him special. He works hard. He looks after himself. He watches what he eats. He's a conscientious pro, and it's been good for the other players to see it, to be honest. And so he and Dart and Max, he and Dart specifically, right from day one, have sort of hit it off. You could see that they saw the game the same, and it was just a matter of how we're going to balance out our lines. We throw Max in there at one point, and it just, I think they went off for like a 9 or 10 point night between the three of them, and it's sort of, so you just don't want to alter that anymore. So you're between the three of them, a really dangerous team. But Phil, Phil just has an engine and conviction to his game that brings everybody else up as well. So he's been a pleasure to coach. He's got a great attitude. He works hard. He asks a lot of questions, and he's interested to get better. And my first time coaching him, he's been a treat to be around. Yeah. No.
Well, thank you for this time. We try to do this once in 2 weeks, and we get in the playoffs where we go every week for this. And people at home, you can send your questions to E13 Media, and let's ask Todd what he thinks about it.